Hey guys, this is Jim Kurtz and with Expansion Marketing, we're doing a 2-minute marketing tip here. And today I want to discuss a little bit about branding. And it's kind of funny, I'm talking about branding now because I'm violating my own branding, right? I'm out of the green room. I don't have my logo behind me. I'm using kind of a Zoom teleconferencing, got my mic here. So everything that I'm doing in this video is violating what I'm about to tell you. But this is kind of important because I get this question so often. So I didn't want to wait till I could get into the green room again. But people always ask me, what is branding? How important is branding? And I will say this, branding is very important for your long-term success, okay? If you really want to have long-term success, you need to start building your brand. You need to get an idea out there. And that's going to forward your sales, and people are going to start recognizing you. They're going to start associating you with that brand. Now, branding really is just that. It's basically your reputation in the world, like how people know you. So if people hear your name or your business name, what do they think of? What's the first impressions they get? Now, um, a lot of people spend too much time, though, especially guys that are just trying to get their business off the ground. I think they spend too much time worrying about branding and not enough on lead generation and getting sales and getting customers. That's why I tend to focus on like lead generation and those types of things, because I know that people need to get business going and customers going before they can really establish the brand. Now, I'm going to give you a shortcut here for how to establish a brand very easily so you're not thinking about it or worrying about it. And this is by no means totally professional advice in terms of like, you're going to go to branding experts. They're going to probably disagree with some of the things I say, but the basics of branding have two components, right? The first component is your corporate culture, what you think is important, what you value, what you want, what you want to communicate and what you want to put out there in the world. For example, like Starbucks, who has a really good brand. What their corporate culture is they promote environmental issues, they promote sustainability, they promote fair trade practices with their coffee farmers. They want to take care of the coffee farmers. They promote taking care of their employees and all this stuff. What part of the other brand is, not only do they have a good product and good service, but they also promote individualism. They actually take care of you as an individual, right? They get your name and they put it on your cup. They actually start to learn your drink preferences. If you have, half calf, double decaffeinated, half calf latte, whatever it is, but they learn those things. If you come in the same store often enough, they'll eventually learn your drink, and sometimes they'll even have it ready for you before you even get there. If you always order the same thing, but that's not personal touch, and that's part of their brand, right? And the other part of your brand, beyond your own personal mission statement, your own personal company culture, and what you want to communicate, is what your customers need and want, right? Who is your target market that you're trying to get to buy your product? Who is the most likely people to buy your product? Once you know that, and you start to ask them, what is it you like about, what companies do you like to do business with? And when they tell you, you say, well, why do you like to do business with them? And of course, they'll say, well, they have great products, they have great service, etc. But a lot of times they'll tell you other stuff too. Well, I really like the way the Starbucks they know my name. They just say, hi, Joe, or hi, Jim, or whatever. Like as soon as I walk in the door, I love that. It just makes my day. That has nothing to do with coffee, by the way. That has nothing to do with good service. That has nothing to do with the quality of the coffee and whether they get your drink right. That's just like, hey, hey, how you doing? It's just like that. And they know me as an individual. I love the way they have my drink ready for me by the time I get to the cash register. I don't even have to wait or think. It's just right there for me. They know, and it's always perfect. That's like, that sticks in people's minds, So when you're going out there and you start to get customers, or even if you don't have customers yet and you want to start asking these guys, well, what is it that you like about the companies you do business with? And start to ask them questions and find out what kinds of things. It could be quirky things, it could be crazy things, it could be whatever, but you'll often find out that there'll be things that your target market needs and wants and they think is really cool that you can incorporate into your branding. And then obviously the other side is your authenticity, like who you really are and who your company is and what you guys want to do and what your mission statement is. When you marry those two things together, you have a really good brand. And those two things will be the driving force of everything you do in your sales pitches, in your marketing presentations, in your public relations activities, everything. will be a combination of those two things: what your customers or your prospective customers like, and who you are as a company and as a person. When you marry those two in a good way, you're going to start to establish a really good brand. And of course, there's literally dozens of books and hours and hours and hours of material you can do on branding. And by all means, go in and use that material to build a very positive brand. But if you just focus on those two core concepts, I think you'll be in a really good way, really be on your way to establishing a good brand. So sorry for the branding on this video was so lousy, but it was an important enough information that I think I wanted to get it to you right away. Thanks.